Okay. Firstly, it only basically touches the horse in 3 places. And it only touches the horse where there's skin and bone. We don't want to be compressing musculature and nerves and arteries. So, we've got the nasal bone, we've got the jawbone. We talk about noseband pressure all the time.
Yeah, it's good.
The studies that we've made over the last 4 years shown that horses actually perform better when there is support. Now, support of the jawbone, but that doesn't mean that we want a tight noseband, because that causes compression of the musculature and flesh and nerves. So how do we support the jaw, but at the same time not compress the face? So after a lot of trials and tribulations, we came up with basically this noseband that is semi-rigid almost, sprung. So what it's doing, it's pulling the chin strap up to the jaw, but it's not crushing the jaw. If this was a real horse, I could feed it a carrot or an apple. It's got that much ability to open its jaw and move its mouth. It's more like resting its chin. Now what that does is basically allows the horse to relax the jaw while still keeping the mouth closed. And that relaxes the TMJ and all the muscles associated with the TMJ.
Yeah.
And you've only got to read all of the documentation on how important the TMJ joint is, or the lack of tension in the TMJ joint, to the rest of the body, because it influences the whole way of going of the horse. So this noseband, which is also conical shape, so you can see the sides are actually beveled in. This part of the noseband, which has got an arch, actually sits over the point of the cheek. So we're elevating this area away from the horse. This part that sits on the nasal bone would sit in exactly the same place. It sort of curls up and slightly over the point of the cheek, here and here. Then elevates all of the cheek pieces away from the horse's face. So there is absolutely no pressure from the TMJ all the way down to the bit. All this area is now elevating away. So by doing this elevation of the cheek pieces, we are only literally touching until we get to the padding up around the ears, and then there is a gap in the middle, the nuchal ligament. So it also basically spans that area of the mane that we would normally cut, which I think actually would be uncomfortable for the horse when you've got stubby hairs sticking up and you've got a bridle sticking on it. So that bridging of that gap also makes it more comfortable. We've made sure that we've deliberately got enough padding at the base of the ear, so that we keep well away from the ear, and we've elevated it a bit. Then we'll come on to the buckles. Now these buckles, all the adjustments are done at the headpiece. As you may have noticed, there's no buckles anywhere near the eyes, apart from obviously the one with the throat lash here. So the brow band's adjustable, because if you have too tight a brow band, then you'll pull the headpiece in behind the ears. Well, that's no good, because that causes discomfort. The cheek pieces are so adjustable that you could go from a really small ring bit like this up to quite a large 8 centimetre ringed, or even something with a shank like a bubble bit, all with the same cheek piece. So there's no worry about, oh God, my cheek piece doesn't fit anymore and I've got to go and buy a new cheek piece, or I've got to go and get a whole complete ride. And all of these parts of this bridle, like everything else we do, are all sold separately. We have single bridles and double bridles. They all are just cavesson. We're all about the comfort for the horse. So why would we want to put a flash on a horse? Why would I want to put a crackle on a horse? I want to just be able to encourage the horse to relax its jaw muscles and give that support whilst taking away as much pressure and discomfort to its facial muscles as possible. So that's basically what it's all about.